What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the What Was I Saying podcast. And sorry for the missed episode last week. I got a few of y'all's emails asking about it. I was actually in Germany celebrating the Oktoberfest up there, which I will actually go into more detail about it and tell y'all some crazy stories on October the 10th, because that's when Jeremy will be back with us and we're going to go live. And it should be a fun episode. However, before I left, I was able to sit down with one of the podcast kings in our area, and he has a podcast out called Movies Are Terrible, and this was only the second time that I'd ever met him, but we definitely have one thing in common. We definitely like the Indian Pale Ale, and it definitely runs through our veins. So this is my sit down with Jeremy Be Terrible, or Jeremy Brand.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So glad to be joining you here tonight on the show. Seriously, I've been wanting to do this for a while. You and I have met a handful of times, and it's just cool to go and do other people's podcasts from time to time. Brought my this episode could be sponsored, but they're missing out on New Belgium, the Emperor, because marijuana is illegal in the state of Florida. However,
right now it is, isn't it?
Yeah, interestingly, though, irony is not, because it's beer, and you can drink beer, and that's okay.
Hey, man, I hear you, dude. And cheers. I'm glad that you stopped by, dude.
Yes,
like
pleasure.
he was saying, man, we've been wanting to do this for a while. And Jeremy, I almost said like my Jeremy. He's,
you can call me that. That's fine.
No, but Jeremy that normally does the podcast with me, he is studying tonight. So he couldn't be here, but he is doing medical coding, and he is focused in. He's like, dude, I'm going to study until I learn this shit. So, anyway, man.
Well, that's probably sucks for him and good for us.
Yeah.
Because we get to not study code.
Dude, yeah. I couldn't tell you the first thing about it, even if I wanted to, dude.
L1, R1, I'm trying to do the Street Fighter code. That's the best I know about code.
Circle, X, the triangle.
Yeah.
That's it, man. And that's crazy that you drink the IPAs, because whenever I was thinking, I go, man, probably going to want to drink some beer, and I've got like Bud Light in there. But then I was thinking, the first time that I met you, the only other time I met you was at Seville in Pensacola. And it was kind of a podcasters meeting thing. But I want to say that me and you kind of broke away, and we were over there drinking the high gravity type things and letting everybody else kind of do their thing.
We did.
Yep. So what you been up to, man? So you have a channel, and this will be the only type of interview thing at the end in case you want to plug something. But you do have a podcast.
I do.
That you do. He's kind of the king of podcasts around here where we're from.
Yeah, I try to be humble, but I'm the best there ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's been, how long you been doing it?
3 years, give or take a little bit. Well, December will be 3 years, and it started out as a movie podcast thing. I love movies, probably unhealthily so, like more than other people do, and so I would talk to my wife about it, and I could literally see her eyes just like glazing over, like, why are you telling me about this, dude? I don't care at all. So I was like, all right, well, fine, I'll go talk to your camera about it. So I started doing podcasting that way, and it's great. But like, been a big fan of you guys for a while. There's Intellectual Controversy, which is some buddies of mine out of Panama City, and like the fact that you guys just get to bullshit about whatever you want to and not be confined to that space. I love that. So within about the past, say maybe 3 weeks now, I've been doing a new podcast called People Are Terrible, which they are sometimes, and then they're awesome other times. But yeah, it gives us an opportunity to be able to talk about like current events, pop culture stuff,
just whatever
social
you want to.
media. Yeah, absolutely. For everything from like fast food pet peeves to whatever Eminem and MGK have been up to lately. Yeah. Just whatever. So it's great. It's been good.
Yeah, man, and that's one thing that I wanted, for a podcast is I don't like to be in that group, because if I ever break off from it, what are you doing? You're kind of not in your lane. but we don't have a lane. You know, me and Jeremy are
No
from
expectations.
so opposite ends of the spectrum, but we also are from the same kind of thing. Anyway, it works really well. But speaking of the MGK, and I don't mean to throw it off track, but have you been keeping up with that any?
Yeah. Way too much.
Yeah, me too. I've been the same damn way, dude.
Yeah, like bated breath, like, oh shit, what's MGK gonna do next?
Dude, that's so awesome
Yeah.
that you're doing that, because the past 2 weeks,
Uh-huh.
I watched all his interviews, you know, because he was putting them out, and then he would put out like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and I was like, because I liked MGK,
Sure.
and now I'm kind of like, I don't like him.
Really?
Just because, well, no, I still like him.
Yeah.
But just because of the rival type thing. But I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Well, let's
so.
dive into this, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Hey, let me just throw that shit
That's
over
it.
my
Hey,
shoulder.
man. Let's
So-
dive into it. Bam.
Yeah, and I grew up loving Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem brought credibility to the hip hop game for whack white dudes like myself.
That's it.
And that's fantastic. Like before that, we had Vanilla Ice to hold on to, and like I'm not gonna take it away from Vanilla Ice. It's an alright single, but it's not a good like Eminem is the GOAT, man. He's like consistently good. He's got really interesting like cadences and flows, and he's really good at being offbeat, and his lyrical content's got layers. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
man,
Like
yes.
it's one thing on the top surface, and then as you like kind of deconstruct it, there's all these different meanings to it and stuff. And that's what's dope about like MGK. I'm familiar.
Right.
We're of that certain age where like I didn't grow up listening to his stuff, but over the
Same.
past 7-8 years, I've gotten familiar with him, and I never loved him. I like what he's doing. Too much auto-tune, you know what I mean? And not enough bars, not enough 16-bar verses where he's like really just spitting. And I feel like Eminem has always been that guy, just great lyrical content. That said, man, I thought the MGK song, it's kind of a better song, man.
It's definitely a better song.
Right.
Now, when you think about songs, you're absolutely right. As far as, and dude, I think we're in this new age where it's the vibe,
Yeah, sure.
where everybody wants to listen to vibe, and that's kind of what Eminem was talking about. Because his stuff, like you were saying, you have to listen to it, and then you have to go back and listen to it again, and then dissect it, and you go,
Yes.
oh, wait a minute, he was using this, and this kind of means this, and he's just staying true to the lyrics.
Yes.
You know, the sport of it, I guess I should say.
It's a really good way of saying it.
Yeah, and MGK, you know, he put out a mixtape, The Black Flag, and then his album. Yeah, I listened to it, you know, and I hadn't really listened to much of his new stuff. And then I was like, well, Eminem's going to crush him. But, dude, MGK's verse was actually really good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, dude. And then when he starts going, and then people go, oh, well, Kill Shot wasn't as good. It was definitely not a good song, you know, for replay value. But as far as a battle, you know, how are you going to do during the battle? It's hard, man.
Yeah, I am so with you on that.
Oh, it's hard because Eminem, he got it, and he calls him Swayze. You know, I'll kill you like Swayze, which was the day that he put it out was Patrick Swayze's birthday.
Did not know that.
And exactly, because it's, for the average listener, it's, like you said, it's layers
Yes.
that people have to dissect. And so on the surface, MGK, without, you know, it's kind of like, well, Eminem, you might have taken an L. Just let it simmer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what it is.
And that's I couldn't agree more. It's like the hook and the whole let's talk about it. Like all that it's dope. Like he comes hard. Probably as far as I know, it's his best song. The idea that he wrote that and produced it in
So
one
quick.
night,
Yeah.
ain't no way in hell, dude. Sorry. I know it was a cheap shovel prop. I know it didn't take a lot to go out there with but it's almost like he had that third verse locked down with the whole 8 Mile on a treadmill. Like he
feel like he was
down
ready.
Eminem's whole career in this really succinct and articulate way that was just like, oh shit, shots fired. I'm not gonna get controversial with you guys right now. I do not endorse what MGK said a couple years ago, but Haley is hot, dude. Man,
Dude,
I'm sorry. Can you bring that up, Ben? Can I ask that of
yeah,
you? Will you bring up Haley?
I'll be honest with you, man.
Mathers.
She is so fine. And even when he dissed her, I didn't know how old she was at the time, but I remember her, you know, and going back and looking and going, wow, he's got a good-looking daughter.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh, she's so fine.
I'm going to smash right now.
What is she, 16? Let me just get it. But I do remember that, man.
No, she's gorgeous.
Look at this.
She's gorgeous.
Dude. And so MGK wasn't lying, but we're also talking about Eminem here.
It's his daughter.
And
God, I'm glad I'm not a parent, Matt.
dude, me too, man.
Especially a father of a daughter.
Are you thinking about having kids?
No.
Ever? You don't want to?
No, man. The crazy runs deep in my family, Matt. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Bad genes, bro. Bad
Really?
genes.
You seem to have pretty good genes, man.
Oh, thank you. They're Levi's.
Are they Levi's?
No.
I lied, dude. You have terrible. No, I'm kidding. But so no kids at all for you, huh?
Man, I don't know. I hate to be the definitive voice of that, because if my wife were like, this is something we seriously want to consider.
Right.
But I am, honestly, dude, my wife has her hands full raising me. Like,
right.
I'm a pain in the ass, and I'm
raising
being
two
honest
childs
about it.
here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And just time is precious. Time is something that we don't have a whole lot of, and maybe I'm being selfish. It's hard to say, but I know that when I get up in the morning and I have to walk my dog, I look at that dog and I'm like, I fucking resent you. I have to do anything for you. You suck.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know what I'm saying, Ben?
yeah. Well, Ben you're on your 9th kid, right? That's what it is.
Kids having kids these days.
Hey,
it's a
man.
different time than when we grew up.
But I understand that, dude. That's why I'm still single. Now, people are probably listening. Oh, really? That's why you're single, Matt? Because you don't want, But no, man. It's some days I wake up and I go, man, I want a family. I want a kid. Because I think that it places you in the world. Is a a family.
Yeah.
Because everybody in your family, you can do things, and it moves you on. It, it's a cycle, right?
It's like the flow of
Right.
aging and progressing. Yeah, sure.
But I think the way that things are going now, man, especially with the divorce rate being so high, and now this I'm just speaking for me personally with marriage thing, and then even adding the kids on there, dude, it starts to scare me to fucking death, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a lot of commitment.
Dude, and then you add some kids in there. The fact that I don't have them now is a little surprising. I'm like, man, I don't have any kids yet. So I don't know, but dude, I think I'm with you, man. I don't know if I'm ever gonna actually. I mean, I'll probably get married one day because I do want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
But to have kids, man, it's huge. So you think your mind's made up. You're never gonna do it.
Yeah, and even about marriage though, that's what's funny about it.
Because you're married, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you asked me 10 years ago, Jeremy, are you ever gonna get married? I'd be like, nah, man.
Just fuck that.
Shit ain't for me, bro. But so people grow, people change. I have a lot of friends. It's interesting that you bring that up because some of my closest friends, they have kids, between the age of 2 and 8, 2 and 10 or whatever, and they don't want to fuck with us, dude. They don't want to mess with us, not having kids, people. You know what I mean? Like they want. Everybody's like, when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids? And I'm like, I don't know. When I got 18 years to spare, I'm good right now. You know what I mean? I'm good right now.
Yeah, maybe like the last year of my life, they're like, look, you're gonna die in 6 months. Okay, kids, come on, kids.
Carry on my name.
That's
Here's
it. Yeah.
My seed. Yeah, I get it.
I never knew my father. He died like.
He sounded like a real dirtbag.
Oh gosh. He died 3 days after I was conceived.
Yeah.
Like it was.
On the positive
He was
side,
in a hurry.
He died doing what he loved.
That was it.
Chicks.
Fucking chicks, dude. But dude, I'm with you with the whole thing, man. I don't know. Like I said, some days I wake up, that's what I want. Other days I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking?
And then 16 years later, you wake up and you got a daughter that looks like Eminem's daughter. And you're like, I'm going to kill everybody.
And you're like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Just karma. Is that getting me?
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man.
God, you can edit this out in post, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Good. Because people are going to frown upon this. I can tell you already.
Around what?
Just me in general. I don't know. Can you
fuck
edit
that,
me
man.
out in
You're
post?
doing good, dude. You're doing good.
No, this is great.
I don't even know if we got anybody
Great.
live on the thing. Do we have anybody live? Man, what, and I know this is kind of a little bit off topic, but for another channel that I had, they would take pictures, screenshots of like my live streams and make it their profile pictures.
What?
Dude. All the time. So in the comment section, it would look like me just talking to myself. It was like this running joke.
Who was it?
I mean, I could tell you who they are, but like their screen, it was just like some of the fans on the other
phone numbers.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what we need.
Yeah.
We're gonna track these people down. No, but seriously, so they would take screenshots from your show,
Yeah.
and they would use it as their profile.
Yeah,
picture.
like if I was doing something like this, like I remember one time on a bloopers video, I did this, like, and they would take that, and it was just a joke, like because I knew the people, I didn't know them personally, but they were fans of the show.
Yeah.
And then just the comment section would come, and new people would kind of start joining, then they would kind of do it, and then it just became where it looked like if somebody new came in, I'm just sitting there talking to myself.
Commenting to yourself.
Like, dude, it was.
How does that
And
feel?
then Ben had a thing. At first, I didn't like it. I'll be honest.
Were
dude.
you were like
At first,
a
I
little
was
weird
like,
about it?
I was like, man, that stupid ass picture. And then now it's to the point where I'm like, what are you gonna fucking do, man?
Man, how many frames do a video snap a second? Like 24 frames a second?
Dude, they're
you
quick.
Guarantee that the majority of those are going to be dirt faces. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
they're all
mean?
like sex faces. Yeah.
Fucking eye half closed and shit. Yeah, it's tough to get a thumbnail. It's tough to get a picture for Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I'd say one every 700-800 ends up pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if
that
I
a good
posted
ratio?
a picture of myself on Instagram ever.
I've posted a couple pictures of you.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Golly.
it's weird, right?
Oh, those ones I sent you the other night?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, Jeremy, what do you think of
I
this?
cropped it out at
Yeah.
the neck. Yeah, it's no big
I was
deal.
like, Jeremy, what do you think? He's like, dude, I'm trying to sleep, man. I was like, oh, sorry. But,
But you got me up.
hey, man, I didn't realize you posted those damn pictures,
Hey,
Jeremy.
man.
Dude, I love it, man. I'm glad you stopped by, dude.
Yeah,
Cheers
this is
again,
fantastic.
man. I'm
This is
glad you stopped,
fantastic.
too, dude.
We got to do this. We got to do this again.
Man, we
gotta
got
do this
to,
again.
man. And we got to get Jeremy in here. I know
guess.
he's studying, and he, no, man, because Jeremy, he's we were talking earlier, right before the podcast, and me and this Jeremy, which, let me call you something else, because it's, this might be, the terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your last name.
Branch.
Okay. Because I saw the Instagram thing,
Uh-huh.
and I go, oh my God, that's where he got the whole terrible thing from, and people are terrible, movies are terrible. And then now that you say it's okay, Brent, okay.
Well, you thought my last name was terrible.
Only when I saw your Instagram. Because don't you have it terrible as your last name?
that would be dope. That would be a cool name.
And then I was like, dude, that's fucking smart. So now everything made sense in my head, but now it doesn't. Because
I
it's Brent.
apologize about that, Matt. I will change my last name legally to
terrible.
Yeah.
To
No,
terrible.
no. Like you got Sid Vicious, right?
Mhm.
You got Johnny Rotten. You got Jeremy Branch. Does that even have to do with anything? No, but if it were Jeremy Terrible, that would be very
Dude.
rock and roll, very
Dude.
punk rock.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would
Mhm.
be. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the most rock and roll thing. Because when I saw it, I go, I didn't know that. And I was like, that's fucking genius.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Man, I wish, because people now they're like, oh, Jeremy Branch, I bet you have a big family tree, and I'm like, fucking eat shit, you scumbag.
Dude, do they say that shit a lot?
No.
Oh.
It'd be funny though.
Yeah. Well, mine, Bowler. You know.
Wait, Matt Bowler.
Yep.
So you never got guff about that.
A lot of people just don't know how to pronounce it. You know, I got
Oh, yeah, Bowler's
Boulder,
a hard word to
Bowler, Bueller, got it all. Bueller. I get Bueller a lot. And then, but when I'm like Bowler, you know, I never got any bowling jokes.
What?
And I'm super upset about it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. We'll make that happen before the end of the show.
It always said, and this was the most cheesiest thing, that I was going to name my son Rusty. And so if we ever went bowling, now this is the most cheesiest thing in the entire world.
I'm not gonna know this joke.
Well, it's not. It's just my last name. He would be Rusty Bowler, and I'm like, oh, you're not very good at bowling. You must be a Rusty Bowler.
Yikes.
Hey, and he'd be like, oh my God, it's terrible. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This whole time, your name is for this exact time
This
period in
one
life.
moment.
And I would,
It's why you're not a parent, Matt.
that's it, man. Yes, fictional kid. Or some woman comes to me in like 18 years. Hey, you know you have a kid. What's his name? Rusty. I'm fucking out.
Yeah,
I'm out,
It
dude.
doesn't even sound familiar.
Nope.
No. That's awesome. Yeah, Branch, I definitely got a lot of grief. Thinking about it, though, LMNOPQRS. If we were in middle school, we would probably getting our names called out close to each other in class. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's close there. Matt, thank you for that. Can you fact check? Can you make sure that B-O and B-R are actually close to each other? No.
Oh, I tell
My
you
bad.
what,
I apologize. Sorry.
you might want to do, Ben, is I just saw him flashing. Oh, you're on top of things, man.
Oh, Ben kicks ass, dude. I gotta say that. Oh man, you'll figure it out one of these days.
I will.
No,
dude.
it
It's
really
burning.
is awesome to have somebody that is willing to come and handle the switchboard, because as we talked about, I do have a podcast at the house. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes, and I don't have 2 cameras, so I can imagine by yourself flying solo. You've got a lot of irons in the pot. Is that the expression?
I don't know. Irons in the pot?
Sure.
Hey, man, you got a lot of irons in that damn pot.
What kind of irons? What kind of pot?
Well, what kind of pot? That's more the thing to say. There's iron in here? The fuck? I'm getting healthy while I'm getting high.
Yeah, you got to get your daily dose.
That's it, dude. Man, I've watched, that was me that commented on your, and I guess it's really podcast material, but whatever. I was like, hey, man, keep killing it, because I watched your thing, and you're like,
that was you?
And you're like, hey, thanks, Jeremy. And I was like, man, that was me, dude.
You got to hit the initial afterwards. That's
Yeah.
a conversation, actually, that Caleb and I have had.
Yeah.
Is because, obviously, you and Jeremy,
Mhm.
very different ideas, or very different belief structures, very different personalities, preferences, all those kind of things. So who speaks on behalf of the brand? So we
Right.
had that discussion real early on. We're like, hey, man, say whatever you want. Just indicate who you are afterwards, so I don't have to catch any grief for it.
Yeah.
And then the first, 6 comments I posted, I just totally left that part out. And it was like, I speak for the brand.
Yeah, this is me. But Jeremy is really good at social media
He is.
and everything, and he knows that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a social media.
You're not on Facebook.
No.
I can't even I don't even know if you're a real person.
I'm not.
No, it's
No.
hard to know.
My name is Meredith, and so not many people know that.
No.
And
It's news.
when I went to go do it, Jeremy's just like, "Nah, man, you're good at it, man." And I'm like, "Jeremy, but you're good at it." Mm-mm, I'm not, and I don't know if that's Jeremy's way of just, "Hey, man, nah, you got it taken care of," or if he just doesn't want to do it, you know.
Yeah.
No, and I feel like that sounds bad, but you kind of know what I mean by it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it.
You don't think he does?
I don't know. It's possible that it's a little bit of both. I'd imagine there's a little bit of both elements to it. I think he's probably trying, like like my parents did to me. They just threw me in the deep end. Swim. But
Yeah.
I'm from Florida. Did you ever not know how to swim? I know that's kind of off topic, but do you remember not knowing how to swim?
Yeah.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was I
I
don't
don't really
remember not
remember.
being able to swim.
No. I think you might be right, man. I don't remember not knowing. I remember being scared to jump off a diving board.
It's a little
but
different.
As far as not swimming yet, you might be right.
We're Florida people. Are
Yeah.
you from the area?
Man, I'm from Alabama.
Are you?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I graduated with 22 people.
Did you?
Yeah, small town Alabama country.
So I'm from Arlington, Texas.
Really? So you're from Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty small little place in Texas. I've been here forever. It's not exactly a big city or anything. I grew up in Navarre, which is right up the road from here. So a little bit of both sides of the spectrum. I thought Pensacola was a city. You know what I mean? Growing up, I was like, there's like a fucking movie theater out there. It's like big time. It's like New York City. Go and actually watch a movie. So we spent a lot of time kind of split between Fort Walton Beach area and then going out to Pensacola because we were literally right in the middle. So I guess when I got about college age, I moved out to Pensacola, and I really like it out there. It's a cool city. Like me and you have spent some time downtown, and from years ago when I first moved here to now, it's totally different. Like Hopjacks, I think, was one of the first bars that came onto the scene on South Palafox, and at that point, there became like a flourishing nightlife. Before that, everything was closed by sundown. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they opened up Hopjacks, and then progressively, more and more businesses started to be added to Palafox, and now it's like it's kind of a cool little college town, really.
Yeah, and it was, now that I live here, I'm kind of out of the party scene.
Yeah, sure.
But now I wish I was in it
Mm-hmm.
because of what you were saying, that it has grown now. Because I've been down there and I go, damn, man, it's 10:30. It's kind of late. I got to get back home. But if it wasn't too late and I was in my early 20s, might have to go all night.
Yeah, I stay up till 10:30 now, man. I'm feeling it.
Dude, yeah, I'm with you, dude.
Oh, shit. It sucks.
I love it, dude. But what's up, everybody? This is, again, we are with Jeremy Terrible, not Jeremy Branch. from the Movies Are Terrible YouTube channel and podcast, right?
Yes,
you
sir.
name them both the same.
Yep, and you can find People Are Terrible as well.
Boom. And so Caleb was on your last episode that y'all went live with?
Yeah. Caleb is a friend of mine. He lives out in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. Man, I wish I did. Right, that's what I was thinking
Dude,
earlier.
it is flourishing out there. And I'm fixing to move out there.
Yeah, then maybe I'd be doing more than drinking hemp per rare beer. But anyways, I definitely met him through the movie space a couple months back on social media, on YouTube specifically, and he's a real cool guy. I hope he ends up watching this podcast because he and I, similar to, well, you and Jeremy are what I would consider like 180 degrees on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Definitely not
You're both
360.
light. No. So
definitely
there's-
180.
Yeah. And then me and Caleb are like, I don't know, 125%. We've
Okay.
got a lot of very different views. I don't want to speak for him, but I think that he leans a little more right, a little more conservatively than I do. But I like that. I think it adds a lot of value to the conversation. It's like we all live in an echo chamber anyways.
That's
you know
it,
what I
man.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like we can all sit here and live in this insulated little world where we all have the exact same opinions on everything, or we can kind of challenge that and step outside of it. And that's what's great about Caleb. He and I, we're on the opposite sides. Even if not on the opposite, we've got different perspectives on a lot of the things that we talk about. So it gives us an opportunity to kind of explore things that are topical in the outrage culture, which we are very much a part of right now. And while we're doing that, it's just like we've encouraged to like stand your ground. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to, think or feel the same way that I do to be valid. So we get a lot of good back and forth that way. It's just like it started out as a movie thing, and then through conversations that we had about movies that would veer off into this crazy other direction. We're like, man, we could do this about whatever we want to. So yeah, it's been good. The dude, he's a Sega guy over an SNES thing, and like we've not had too many serious disagreements, like things that fundamentally to the core mattered. But when I found out this piece of shit was a Sega fan over an SNES fan, SNES fan, I was like, oh.
Well,
so
I guess
we're gonna have to write this off.
Well, yeah, I guess we're no longer friends.
Yeah.
And not only are we not doing the podcast, I want you to delete my number out of your phone.
Yes.
You Sega's Genesis playing but
so
I like Segas. But
Segas are fine. That's what I said. Like, don't make me choose between my two children. Like, those are my two favorite consoles. I'm old.
No, dude, I'm with you, man. I just got a baby face. That's all it is, dude. Dude, I still get ID to this day.
You're like 22.
I know. The fact that you gave me 22 is, I feel like if I were to cut my hair differently, I could go sit in Ben's class. I might look a little bit older, but I wouldn't look that much older.
I thought you knew him from school.
Yeah, well, he's a year behind me.
Oh,
yeah, so
I see.
I'm actually graduating before him.
I got
man.
you. That makes sense now. What's up, Ben?
But yeah, man, what's up, dude?
Hey.
But I know exactly what you mean, dude. And with me and Jeremy, we don't ever talk political stuff. And, I'm definitely not lined up with him politically, but I'm also not probably with Caleb. Dude, I don't pick like I like this. I'm definitely down the road. And I don't like the tribalism that's going on.
It's a great word and a great point, and we do try to really put an emphasis on that just because you may lean this way or you may lean that way, your opinions aren't already made up for you, are they? You know what I mean? And if they are, you're a fucking idiot. Like, let's all try to have critical analysis and the skills to be able to decide, on this issue I feel this way, on this issue I feel this way.
Yeah, as soon as you start choosing a team, and you go, okay, let's just say you got a D in front of your name or an R in front of your name. Everything they do is wrong, and everything they do is wrong.
100%.
But if you really look at it, man, they could do the same thing. Boom, they're attacking it. And then they turn around and do it, and they're defending it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yes.
And, dude, I'm not. And Jeremy's like, have you heard about this or done that? I'm like, no, man, I hadn't. He's like, dude, because I'm not in the, like, that's not my realm. I just stay out of it, dude.
So where do you get your ideas for conversations to have then?
Mostly through life experience, dude. I've had a...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Off the internet?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is that a thing?
Well, not anymore. It's not a thing. It's like, you didn't see that thing on the internet? No, but I can tell you one thing that I lived, and people are like, oh, no, I don't want to hear that shit.
That sounds boring.
No. They're like, was it VR? No. So, like, you texted them? No. Well, you like, called them? No. What do you mean? Like, dude, you could confuse the fuck out of people.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's so valuable? And maybe, like, I'll tell Ben a story, and he's like, dude, you tell such good stories, which I didn't know were good stories until you tell somebody that's in like the millennials. And even though we are technically that, it's...
Yeah, like right on the cusp.
You know what we are?
Proto-millennials.
We're the last people, I think, and there's not many generations left that are going to remember what it was like without the internet.
I thought you were going to say that would remember what it was like to have to look at porn off the pages of a magazine.
Dude, you would tell you something? And when they talk about the pages getting stuck, that's an old joke. You know, the pages are getting stuck. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Pages? What are those?
Yeah, pages, like when you scroll. No, man, you had to do, man, old school.
Like a
fold
book.
it up. Man, when I was in the 6th grade, a girl named Caitlin, who we were actually really good friends from the 4th and 5th grade, she had an older brother who had porn magazines. Well, he didn't just have the Playboy magazines. He had the Hustlers.
Ooh, that good shit.
That good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she ended up stealing one for me.
She got one for you.
For me,
It was a
yeah.
good friend.
No, it was a great friend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And her birthday was September 12th, my September the 11th. Not that
September
matters.
28th, never forget.
Boom. That's how we roll. Fucking Virgos, baby.
Yeah, Libra, but whatever.
Yeah, what are you going to do? So, what the hell was I saying? Oh, so she ends up bringing it to school, and I put it in my locker.
Oh, no.
And a few people started finding out, and I go, damn it, man. People are going to find out, what's going on. And I remember opening up the book, and
oh, no.
just like real quick in the hallway, and I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, oh, and it was a girl like this. She was like, and she's holding it, and there was like a dude right there in front of her, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a good magazine. So
We're going to get some replay.
yeah. So me and my buddy, like, he ended up like never walking home from school with me. Like, we couldn't walk home to school, but I would walk to my buddy's house and wait till my mom got off work. And so I walked in, like, I had 2 buddies coming with me, dude, because we had a porn magazine, man, dude.
Big time.
Think about this. People now, you're like, dude, I got a porn magazine. A what? Like, get the fuck out of here. I can pull it up on my phone.
Yeah.
But back then, man, I had people follow me home. And then I got my buddy Sam, who I would walk home to school with.
You home.
Dude, I had 2 people follow me
You
home.
don't understand, dude. These
Lloyd
things
and
were
Lane.
important.
Dude, and I was 12 in the 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, yes, dude. So we went to, he lived in like this, like, it wasn't technically an apartment, but it was like, you had your little house here, and then there was another house here, but then there was like numbers on them. Anyway, he lived there.
Almost like a duplex or something,
Yeah.
but slightly separated.
Totally,
Sure,
yeah.
Sure.
And so we just basically walked around to the other person's thing, and we kept it under their little grate in their house.
Nice.
And dude, it stayed there for a while till I figured out how to get it home. Couldn't tell you how I did it, but we would go there and we'd look at it, and they had the fold out picture in the magazine, you know, the
that
long one.
centerfold. Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah. You're like, oh shit, what's going on? And dude, I still jack off that magazine today, man.
You got it?
No,
I mean,
I
like,
don't.
we can cut it. We can cut it short. We'll be back after the break. No, Ben, can I ask you for a beer? Would that be cool?
Yeah, you're
Thank
good.
you so much.
Yeah, man, just split it. But dude, it's dude, the old school porn magazines were where it was at, Jeremy.
It's so different now.
Did
man.
you ever have any of them?
Oh yeah, man.
Pull that
Absolutely.
thing right up to you.
And what's even crazier than that, man, is we found like the sketchy, probably serial killer, definitely sexual miscreant, like hideout, like
Yeah.
it's fucked up. But growing up, like we lived in the neighborhoods on the golf course, but then I had some buddies that lived in the we called it the ghetto, or the what do they call it, the trailer, not the trailer parks. It had some very specific what do they call it? The ghetto and the white trash neighborhood. That's what we call it.
Yeah, like the trailer park type of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of my good friends grew up.
Oh, yeah, same, man.
And
Yeah.
we would go over there and hang out. But me and my buddy Mike, we were just kind of exploring like you do as kids.
Right.
And we stumbled upon an RV. And we opened up the RV, and it looked like one of those, like some shit out of Seven. Like, there were pinups like
Oh, he
thumbtack
had the whole
all
RV full of
over the
porn?
walls, stacks of porn, and like we made this our like became our new like clubhouse for for a couple of weeks after. It was like a library.
Whose was
porn
it?
library. Oh man, I shudder to think who owned that shit.
So they only owned it to go in there and do
Their business, whatever it was. They had the internet on paper.
right.
That's it.
It's basically it was a whole website in a RV.
Yes, and it was scary. Which the internet is scary.
So what'd y'all do?
Oh man, we would just hang out in there.
Just like, hey, what have you been up to? Not much. Yeah. Like, I wish I could see some naked women. Nah, me too. Oh shit.
To be honest, I think we went there one time and that we got startled like some shit. Like we thought we saw Pennywise the clown, and we were like, we're never coming back here. Let's never speak of it again until I'm on a podcast in 20 years.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It is just so different. I mean porn is one thing, and interestingly, porn has like really pushed technology forward in so many ways, especially on the internet. It was like that desire, and we can probably dive into this whole thing some other time because it's so fascinating.
Oh yeah, dude, we can go down rabbit holes with this. Yeah.
But like that was one facet of it. But I mean, we grew up at the cusp of physical to digital. You know, like started off with the Atari 2600. You know. And then just as the technology evolved, we, at our age, kind of bought into that. So, like, we are officially, like, the first group of people that lived through that transition, right? From, like, having records that were passed on from my older siblings all the way to, to CDs, to MP3s, and all the way down the line. So we've seen it all, and in a way that makes us kind of, like, I don't know, in a way it kind of makes us,
the last
like,
of our
aware.
kind.
Yes, in a way.
Yeah.
And then there's these other people that are like, they're born into it, and they probably have the edge on us, not intellectually, but at least, from a technical perspective, because they never knew the other side of it. But we got to, like, watch the evolution of this happen. And that's something that, it's hard to imagine what technology is going to be like in 100 years, but I know that where we're at right now, like, we were at the dawn of all of it, which is pretty dope,
Because whenever we were going through the puberty stages, there wasn't internet. And we're the last of the breed that actually was able to go through that without being or having a cell phone or doing any of that, being able to pull it up and being like, you know what? Crazy. At the tip of my fingers. We had to go out. We had to call girls and be like, would you like to go do this and this and that and this?
Yes.
Dude, the nervous. Nowadays, if you call somebody, they're like, what the fuck do you want? Oh,
why are
sorry.
you calling?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, text me. But, dude.
That is a good point.
They don't know anymore. I think that if I were to go back in time and live in today's era, I think I would crush it.
Yeah?
I don't think that I would have a problem with it because I would look at it and go, oh my God, at the options.
Yeah. No.
Holy shit.
100%.
You could just do this and find, like, you had to go out there and be like, hey, hello, I'm Matt.
Yes.
And, okay, you don't like, okay, sorry, don't kill me. All right.
Yes. Yeah. And it is interesting because on the flip side of that, it's, I didn't understand the angle that you were approaching it from. But yeah, dude, like knowing what we know now and having the tools accessible to go back then.
Well, we know both.
But then on the flip side of that, if all of this technology was actually available when I was in high school, my fucking, any chance of a career, any chance of becoming a politician, which God forbid the day that ever fucking happened. But my point is, if there was social
right up
media,
to you, man. Yeah, just a little bit.
If there was social media,
there you go.
to I guess record what it is that I did over those years, I'd be the biggest piece of shit in the world,
dude. Well, if we had social media when we were kids, just like you were saying. No.
We have assimilated to this new normal.
I think the word, and we'll just leave it at that, is no. No. Like, you just...
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all, if y'all think about it back then, y'all could tell your parents, hey, I'm going to my friend buddy's house, and then you'll go to a party somewhere else. I'll be like, hey, can I go to a party? And they'll be like, no. And if I say, hey, can I go to my friend's house? And I don't go to my friend's house, my mom will track me. She'll be like, why are you not at your friend's house?
Right. Like real time.
Why can't I just do stuff that I want to do?
Yes, you used to be able to lie, and now you are being tracked at any time.
I had a
Yes.
motorcycle when I was 14.
Yeah, like a 250.
14. I had a 250
Yes,
Honda
sir.
Civic, 250cc Honda Rebel.
Dirt bikes, you guys don't know shit about that.
Dude, and all the parties, man, all the seniors. Guess who was the only person in my grade that had one? So when everybody was late for school, like, dude. But Ben, they just don't know, man.
No.
We're the last people that are going to remember what it's like to not have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's like, it doesn't seem as mind-blowing, but dude, they're going to read about us in history books. Maybe not me and you, but about our generation.
Certainly not
No,
me.
they're definitely going to, our pages are going to be stuck together in the book. But the other ones are actually going to be really good.
It's a really, that's true. And it's like we saw MTV from when it was fucking super dope
When it
to
was
now.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
saw the.
It's upsetting now.
Yeah, it is. It is. It used to be cool to listen to MTV. Well, granted, I was 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it
Beavis,
wasn't.
Beavis and Butthead. Oh, gosh. Music videos. And now you go up
Yes.
there and you're watching some 16-year-old girl get pregnant and you go, dude, that shit makes me nervous. I'm like, God damn, that could be me on MTV. Oh, God, I dodged a fucking bullet.
Haley Mathers, I'm so sorry.
Oh, God. He's going to go get a job down here at Burger King and try to take care of this kid. I'm like, God damn it, dude.
What I want to happen off of this podcast is if we can just
Yeah.
drop Eminem's name and Haley Mathers' name enough, he'll come up with a diss track about us. And then we will be fucking set.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, that's it. Like, all we have to do is grab the attention of one of the most successful rappers of all time. I mean,
In my eyes, he's the best. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, okay, so definitively, dude, walking away from this, I think you made it clear at the beginning of the podcast. You think lyrically, Eminem's was superior, but beat and maybe hook or chorus you thought was better on MGK's song.
Yeah. But if you look at the first shot, Eminem took the first shot, technically, that song's way better.
Sure. Wait, what is the song? What are we talking about? Kamikaze.
Off his album Kamikaze.
Yeah, okay.
And it's the one with Royce da 5'9", who's featured on it. But, and he took you know who you are, Kelly? And you don't have to have a machine gun anyway. So he took first shots. And it was bars. But, and sorry, guys, if I'm sitting there.
We're drinking lots of beer here, people.
And I don't mean to hold you up, man. Do you have
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. We're
Okay,
good, dude.
cool,
We'll
cool,
go as
man.
long as you want.
All right, cool.
As long as we can keep Ben here from doing his homework.
Oh, if anybody
I'm a
is
happy
a
man.
mathematician and can help Ben, he has a test tomorrow. And if you're listening to this right now and you go to Ben's school, and what's your teacher's name?
Miss Thacker.
I really wasn't going to say it, but is that really her name? Miss Thacker? Thacker. Did you have a Miss Thacker?
No.
I don't know what Thacker is, but I can't make fun of last names. But Miss Thacker, if you're out there,
Hey.
Ben's making money, and also holler at me, girl.
Mhm.
I need to tell you something.
Stack.
Who all we got in here? Oh, we got Bobby Timmy. Let's read some comments,
Bobby
Jeremy. What are we
Timmy.
thinking? Where is the crazy? Wait, where is the crazy story time, bro? Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, we get into some crazy stories?
Oh yeah. If you are in the comments, I tell you what, I went to this part of NJ and had nothing but one big mall. Oh, New Jersey and had one big mall.
Yeah. We did not have a big mall, but we had some malls. Some smalls, even. I think that's what they were malls, but they were small.
He's
Bobby.
mostly, like, replying to what you said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Matt, you used to beat your meat with your friends. That's tough. Dude, I never actually jacked off with them if we're going to go that route.
No, that makes one of us.
I'm trying to think. I do remember when I was a lot younger, did you ever, like, Man, I don't know how.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
Say it. You know
All right,
you want to fucking say
No,
it.
I know. I want to say it, but I don't know if like your wife's watching it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's back in the day. Did you
better
ever?
not have jacked off with my wife, you sick
Did you?
fuck.
No. I just don't want you to get in trouble, man.
No, you're
did you ever? Did you ever jack off in a rubber or a condom?
Oh, my God. I've never used a condom in my life, you sicko.
Yeah. Did you ever jack off in one? I didn't say we wore 'em. I just meant, did you like do yourself with one?
No.
Dude, I did it, and it was not very good. So I did it a few more times, and
Did get better.
I know.
You get better at it.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So,
okay.
and this was just last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Condoms, the sophistication of the technology has grown quite a bit the past week.
But honestly, man, I don't wear them.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I would encourage any of you folks listening at home, don't wear rubbers. I'm just kidding.
They are pointless.
Yeah.
Like, what are you scared? What are you, a sissy?
You having sex with a flat tire? You
Golly.
fucking...
Yeah. If you want to just make the whole experience suck, put
Yeah.
one on.
No, but it's important. I understand that. No, but yes.
Yeah,
again,
we're totally kidding people. Like,
no, I've experience with condoms. I usually, and to be honest, and not always, but I almost, for the majority of my years of dating, I've maintained fairly monogamous relationships.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, same.
Granted, when I was younger, I may have messed up from that, primary. But for the most part, if I was dating a girl, it would be for a couple years. That'd be the girl I was into. Now,
Okay,
I did go through, obviously, when we turned 21, a couple years of the bar scene.
Totally, yeah.
It got a little bit crazy. Probably should have covered my back a little more than I did. Granted, go check yourself.
Yeah.
Go to a doctor. Make sure everything's all good. And if it is, all right. Do you feel like with the change in tides, with the this whole new movement of and just in generalism, just being more woke in general, do you feel like you overstepped? And I mean, this is real talk. Do you feel like you overstepped lines of what was I don't want to say decent, but what would be considered as acceptable in today's climate?
Yeah. I don't know if I ever overstepped as far as pushy, meaning like that, because it's always like, no, I don't want to do anything, and then you try again 10 minutes later. You're like, okay, well, let me just kiss her some over here. It was never like
aggressive. No, and that's what I was kind of curious about, is just that the climate has changed so much from like where
I think
there
girls
used to be
now
pride in being that guy, where I don't know, is it shameful now? Do you feel different personally about it? Because I feel like, and when I say I overstep boundaries, it's not that I was aggressive, but it's just that I was kind of disrespectful and dismissive about women in the first place. And I don't know if that's, I love my mama, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's the way that I was brought up, but there was an expectation that was almost imposed by peers and by friends, where it was like a status symbol to how many girls can you bed, you know what I mean? So it was less about like intimacy as it was just like fucking racking up kill shots or whatever, you know what I mean?
And let me tell you a secret about it, Jeremy, is that I grew up in a house full of women. It was me and my two sisters and my mom.
Sure.
And what actually ends up helping you out with numbers, and which a lot of guys don't understand, is I never told anybody my numbers.
Okay.
I never bragged to my friends.
Uh-huh.
And what that does is it causes trust between women.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And so if anybody found out, they would find out, whoa, dude, you slept with her? I'm like, yeah, man, it ain't a big deal. Chill. You keep it all under wraps, because girls don't like guys who run their fucking mouth.
No.
So I was always the behind the scenes dude. I never did it. And then what causes is that you would have a girl say, oh, I slept with Matt, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Oh, my God. And they'd be like talking to the little girls. Oh, yeah, but you got to bring your A game, which sucks. If you really want this to work, you can't just like buzz fast, but you really got to be. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, hey, man, we're going down this road. You really got to bring your A game. and then they will do all of your bidding for you.
They go and pass. They go and tell, like, spread the good gospel.
Exactly, because Matt's not going around saying anything, because you got to think, man, a lot of women want to find a dude that just does that. Now, if I did it, I'd be like, nah. Like the other day, I was thinking, man, I wish I had a girl, and I go, no, the fuck, I don't have to roll over and be like, ugh. Like, dude. But like I said, man, over the past few years, man, I'm getting old, dude. I don't do it, but I would have a lot of girls that would come to me, not like, oh, this fuck, but they would, and you could tell, you know,
they were thinking, ooh, that's fuck.
And I'm like, all right, well, look, here's the thing. It's between me and you.
Are you being serious right now?
And I don't know how to be honest with you, like how you can believe me, because this is the only second time we met, and I'm opening up to you. But yes, I give you my word on it, man.
That's good. I believe you.
Actually,
but
I kept my mouth shut to all my buddies. I won't say all my buddies. I had two best friends that knew everything.
See, me and you were like, I swear to God, most of the reason why I did it was to go tell my buddies. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, and this is probably not politically correct either. There you are, camera one. I got called a faggot a lot in high school.
You did?
So it was almost like a.
Oh, good, man. You
like
just be
a way of...
am I a faggot?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Let me be a faggot.
Yeah. So that was a big thing. It's like hooking up with the cheerleaders and all of that stuff to prove to myself, not to myself, but to my peers. Because, I mean, you see me, you hear me talking and shit. I don't know. Maybe I was more effeminate at the time. But whatever the thing was, I almost felt like I had a chip on my shoulder. So it was almost more about... It was almost more about the status. Yeah.
No, I hear you, man. And with me, it was, I played football, and I was the only person to make the Super 11 in the state of Alabama that didn't go play college football. Mm-hmm. And that kind of was and I know this sounds stupid. You're like, oh, yeah, but kind of goes back to where it was like it was a weird type thing. Like I didn't feel good about it. And I'm like, oh, shit, well, I'm less. Well, let me go prove it this way.
To yourself, though.
No, not to, well, maybe I think if you cut it down the layers, it probably was to myself.
Sure.
But let me gain the confidence in other places.
Yes.
Even though I was getting it there from the start, when I got into college, it was maybe more, especially the first 2 years, more of a numbers game. But the numbers started at college. Like, I didn't go back and I'd be like, oh, yeah, let me add, like, this many to it. Like, we would go to the bar, and my buddy would be like 7. And we'd look around and be like, 6, and it was however many girls are at the bar that you were with, because I went to a few small colleges. Mm-hmm. But, dude, it was always, if you ever really want to be successful, and I'm not saying that anybody wants to do this, but if you keep your mouth shut.
And your condoms off.
Always.
Then
let them do the talking for you.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna impart this knowledge on my wife, but I'm gonna go and use it in my own personal life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. She would not approve. She would not appreciate that at all.
No, man.
But we're like 30-something minutes, and there's no fucking way she's listening this long. She's never listened to any of my shit
also, Jimmy, we're talking.
Oh yeah.
But also, man, we're talking old time. Like, we're not talking
and
now.
It is.
I just want to preference that now, man. This has been a long time ago.
Well, and that's what's so fascinating is that the climate has changed so much, and I know there used to be this justification when it came to racial issues. I know there used to be, like, it was a different time and all of those things. So I'm not absolving myself of any of the personal accountability for it, but it's interesting how when you're stuck in that transition, how it changes the way that we're viewed by our peers and things like that. But
and you think about the people before us too, man.
Oh yeah.
Before even the technology that we had.
Well, and like in the 80s, how like being a rock star was like the thing,
and everybody did everything with and it was just kind of. I just happened to hit a thing that it was a long run, but dude, it was. I don't know. It was just a run.
So I like, not to get too political. When you think about sexuality today, do you feel like there is more freedom for women to be able to express their sexuality and their desire towards people of the opposite sex that there are to men? Now, Let me elaborate a little bit on that when I say Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is a person that women, in my experience, they sexualize him constantly. Fucking Aquaman, Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones, all of those kind of things. Pull him up real quick if you don't mind. He's like a Hawaiian, maybe Samoan surfer guy, real big, real muscular guy, and he's one of these people, again, in my experience, that women seem to be able to candidly sexualize, where I think when you look at the flip side of this, and again, this is from my personal experience, when you look at the flip side of that, when you reduce women to just, whether or not you want to smash or whether or not they're sexy or not, that seems to be something that is more frowned upon these days. So do you think that because the scales had been tipped so far in one direction for so long that now we're seeing the backlash or the swing back effect of that,
Now, this is how I'm hearing the question, man. Or if you're asking me, in which I think that you are are more women being more aggressive today?
I don't...
Aggressive is a weird word to say, but...
Sexually candid, like what your preferences are, what you're into is more okay for women to discuss, and like, oh yeah, I love black girls, or oh yeah, I love skinny white girls, or like whatever the thing is. Do you think that there's more tolerance towards women being able to explore those things?
Women can say whatever they want.
Are you familiar with that guy? You know what I'm talking about now that you see him?
Yes.
Aquaman?
Yes.
All right, just being sure.
Now I am. But yes, I think women right now have a freedom to do it. I think that they are on this entire women's movement, and they just love it, and let's all do this and this and this and that. All men are shit, but I do think that it's given them freedom to come out, and how we would justify it. This is just how, I'm not saying, I just got a preference. This is not what me and Jeremy are thinking now, or me rather, how we would view back when we were growing up as a slut or slutty type of talk.
Yes.
Now, again, that's how we used to would view it.
Yes.
But now, I think that it's just more a part of the conversation.
And I think you're right.
And
I
more
think
the
that's
climate.
A really good point is that we used to demonize girls for their sexuality. Like,
it might have been a better word. Yeah,
we would intentionally go out and have sex with as many girls as we could. However, if a girl were to do the same thing, that's not somebody I'd want to be interested in. I want to go have sex with 100 virgins, like a fucking Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that said, it's like maybe they do have the entitlement to do it now because it has been such a patriarchal society for so long. It's like, who am I to say that's wrong? But I feel like I don't want to get to a place. It's interesting our whole conversation took a direction to this, but I don't want to get a place to where we have to be afraid of our sexuality, to where we have to be ashamed of it or hide it or not. Like, if you're afraid of approaching a woman, what are the chances of ever being able to have a fulfilling relationship with them? You know what I mean?
Well, I would say that there's two sides of that coin. And the first being is that everybody's a sexual creature. You know, everybody lives inside. But, and maybe I'll just speak for me personally.
Of course.
Okay, I don't want to speak generally.
For Ben.
I'll speak for me and Ben.
Of
That's what I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly Ben. So this is what Ben thinks.
Yes.
Appreciate that. I didn't want to say
He's a creepy guy, yeah.
But if a woman is talking how she likes this type of guy and she does this and that and this and blah, 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 I'm done, dude. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't. Now, it goes back to kind of what you were saying earlier. It was like people search for that and they look for that. And I think since the climate is growing and everybody is acting that way, it's an open market. It's an open field.
Sure.
And there's no monogamous type relationships anymore.
Sure.
Because I don't know if it's because of the dialect, because there are some out there. I'm not going to say all, generalizing, but, I said if I went back to this day and age, I would be, rolling. If I went back with the same mindset, I would be lonely because I don't know if I could pull the trigger on
That's
some
fair.
of these people
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because of the way that the dialogue has changed. Because I look at them as still, I don't even like to think girls poop, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know, and so now when they're like, I like this type of guy, I like this type, la 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 la, like no, you don't. Like just be the innocent woman. I'm not saying you don't have to work hard and do all this. Just
Can we
that.
pass it off to this guy for a second?
Let's do it. I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, please, Ben. Humor me for a second. Like, in your experience at where you're at right now. I mean, you're a late teenager.
Yes.
Where do you stand on that idea about the difference between sexual openness with women versus guys?
Well, it's still y'all were saying that like they can talk about it more. Like I've been with this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. To be honest, at my school, it's still the same thing.
It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, if you're a girl and you've been with more guys and you talk about it, I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but like
No,
it's
valid.
Like, watch out for that girl. She might have like something going on down there. But like, so yeah, I mean, like it's still that way, and guys are still that way too. They'll be the ones that be like, yeah, I've been with her and her and her, and sometimes it'll be like, I don't know, I haven't done anything, but they actually have.
Yeah. So okay, can we pull the social norms and what you see around you out of the situation, and just like, where do you stand on that? Do you feel like girls that are more, I know this is fucking heady, but like, do you feel like girls that are more sexually open or more experimental?
To be honest, I think girls that are more sexually open are like, they're cooler to talk to. Like,
okay,
they're more
that's
open
fair.
And like, they're easier to talk to and
Okay,
stuff. And then girls that are shy, you know, it's kind of hard to talk to. Like
100%.
Well, what's up? They're like, hey, I'm like, okay. And all the sexually open girls are like, what's up?
They'll
Let's
tell
go
you
do
whatever
something.
you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find that, and this is a little bit off the topic, but do you find that those girls tend to have more male friends?
Yes.
What's up with that, right?
I mean,
it's just because maybe they're easier to talk to, you think?
Yeah. And like, they might get tired of just talking to girls the whole time, or like, they're just like, dude, I want to go fucking dude.
Yeah, sure. It's interesting. I guess maybe, the fact that we're a little bit older might kind of skew our perspective about it, but you've got the inside track on it. So I was just kind of curious the way that the climate was working. You know, as far as that goes today, do you feel like that for me, as an older dude, I feel like Sex and the City in particular kind of changed the conversation. Do you feel like there's some sort of pop culture
with like everything that's coming out today, like rap, talking about
yes.
Well, I mean, of course it like go back like 50 years and you don't talk about that women are wearing just like robes and they don't show anything, and then now you come over here and it's the thing to wear like fucking have your ass hanging out and shit like that.
Sure.
But yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean that's a good insight. I was just curious because it is all I can ever have is my experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in my world, in my existence, all I can ever base anything is the things that I've been through in my life. And it feels to me like things are dramatically different, but it's interesting to know that kind of at the ground level, there's still that prevalent feeling that things aren't all that much different.
Like I feel like it'd be a lot easier to do stuff. Like some stuff would be easier this time. Like ordering stuff and it coming to your house without you having to go and leave and go to the grocery store.
Sure.
But going back, like right now, like it's harder to get out of the house and do stuff you want to do as a teenager without your parents being like, you can't do that. Like, and if you still want to do it and you do it, your parents will track you and be like, why are you there? I mean, this app my parents have, it can even track how fast I go, how slow I stop, how fast I speed. Yeah.
What kind of phone are you on?
iPhone 8.
Okay.
And it's Life 360. And like so Matt would, like I brought up early, he'd be like, hey mom, I'm going to my friend's house. He'll go pick up a girl and like, or go out to the woods and party.
And now they literally know where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
yeah.
there's a party out in West Pensacola, and I'll be like, damn, I don't even want to bother asking my mom to go because she's going to say no because it's all the way out there and I might be drinking and how am I going to get a ride home? But, like, if we didn't have tracking, I'd be like, I'm going to stay in proper, and then I go to the party, and then I find a way to...
Interesting. So, all things considered, are you happy with where technology's at right now, or do you feel like you're getting the short end of the shrift because of it?
You know, that's actually a great question.
Dude, it's like I'm happy we have technology because things are easy. Applying for college is easier.
Sure.
Like I can call some dude in India and be like, "What's up, dude?" Rather than like mailing and waiting like a week for it to like studies, research, medicine, like everything's rising because of technology. Like I'm gonna live longer than people 50 years ago. Yeah. But at the same time, even like as an adult, I'll have more freedom. But as like a child growing up, I have less freedom than y'all did.
I think you're wrong.
Really?
Ben, you're hogging the mic, dude.
Oh,
Give
bad.
it up.
But what Ben,
That was great. Thank you.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Ben keeping the fort down.
Yes.
The only thing I disagree with Ben on, and I think he hit everything spot on, was that last little statement that he said was that he thinks that he'll have more freedom as an adult than he does as a kid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, elaborate a little bit on that. How so?
Well, if we think of freedom, you think of being your own person, right? Yeah. But you think of being able to do what you want to do. Nobody really, you have freedom. But I feel like in the future, when Ben gets to be an adult, who knows what technology is going to be? Everybody's going to know what you're doing at every second of the day. I mean, he has an app with Snapchat, and he goes, "Oh man, it's so crazy seeing my people down here in Florida," and he can see where they are. That's today.
Yeah.
But when he's an adult, let's just say when me and you are 50. What about when Ben's 50?
So does it get to the place
It
where
gets
it's
to where
so deep
there
state,
are no
though?
more secrets.
Well, and once there are no more secrets, what is anonymity worth? Like, what makes your secrets more valuable than other secrets? So maybe when everybody's dirty laundry is just out there hanging in the wind, we're not going to single out one person's over the others. However, that said, we see what happens with celebrities right now, with politicians right now. So there are always going to be people that are sort of a mark for it, people that are sort of they have to be martyrs for the shit. And I'm not justifying anything that Louis C.K. did or
not at all.
any of the Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit, but you get what I'm
Fuck
saying.
Harvey
Like,
Weinstein,
there's all these different parts of the spectrum, and just to me, it's like when everybody's skeletons come out of their closet, what makes one skeleton more valuable than the other? You know what I mean?
Well, I tell you what makes it. How far are you going to make it in the public eye?
Is that it? I mean, it's a monetary thing, right?
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because you know how many people are walking the streets right now who've done so much worse, who have no consequences?
You're 100% right.
But
that's
there's
what's
people
interesting.
that are in the public eye, and if you get big enough, you can be this big, and you're okay. But if you get big enough, I mean, it's going to come out. And I think to a point where even Ben's kids, they won't have a chance when they get older to have those demons.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
We're going to be the only ones left with demons per se, because everything in the future is going to be put out there.
Televised, essentially.
Right. Every single baby that's born, I won't even say their thoughts, but maybe if we're going really scientific with it, but every single thing about that baby, because right now, if somebody has a child, pictures are on Instagram, boom, 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 boom. There's more pictures of my niece than my parents even looked at me.
Through their entire life.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
So when you start looking at it like that, if Ben's kids, and then Ben's kids, there will be no more privacy. Dude, me and you are the last people to know what it's like
to have private lives.
To not have any type of social media or internet, man.
It's crazy. It's 100% true.
And I know people are going to be listening to this right now going, oh, it's not that big a deal. But listen to what we're saying in 30 years. 105, people are going to go, fuck, I'm at fucking 460.
Yeah.
I mean, like, none of it's really going to cause a dent. Well, I say that because And I don't mean, but I know Ben will tell me about some of his friends that are still just like they haven't gone this far or this far. I think it might have been easier. Like he was saying, dude, I don't know, man. Looking back at what he just said, I kind of cut down his saying he had more freedom being older, but he has less freedom now. I can see him having less freedom now. I can see that with the app being tracked because, dude, if we had that shit.
Oh, yeah. And I
think that's how we were able
to
get the confidence, though.
Yeah, 100%. And that's I hate how prickly of a situation it is right now because there is part of me that feels like I was on the wrong side of history in some elements and some moments of my life.
You mean it makes you feel that way?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Even
and not
though
that
you
I
weren't.
was, but
Exactly.
things have changed
I know
so
Yeah.
much, and maybe I was always on the wrong side of it.
Well,
but
that means
it's
the
just
entire history up until whatever
everybody
point.
was wrong
Right,
about it.
Yeah.
And it does, and
And then
that's
the
what's
next
fascinating.
generation will be on that wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's very valid as
so
well.
you can't look at it like
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
But I know that feeling.
And that's, I don't want to come across as like a fucking, like a horrible person. That's not the point. It's just that things are changing so fast,
Fast, man.
like every
Really, really
single
fast.
year. There's these new things that are brought to the forefront of our culture and things that are brought to light that maybe we didn't even think about before. And that is what I think is so interesting about it is now you are living your life assuming that at any moment everything you do could go worldwide,
Yeah.
where we never had that thought at all. But I mean, it's something that we could just dive so deep into, and maybe we can save it for another time even. But it's so
Yeah.
fascinating.
Well, I mean, dude, when you talk about the rabbit hole that we could go down, I mean, I think if we do have this conversation again, and Jeremy's here, and you're here, I think we definitely have been here.
But yeah, it's a whole new perspective.
Well, exactly. But, dude,
It's a
couldn't
shame
have
he's a
hit it.
fucking idiot.
Oh, dude, I mean, like, when
He's
you
like
think
horrible on the board.
when you think of the word, like, retarded.
Yeah. It's, it's a bad word, but it's reserved for people like Ben.
Well, I mean, it's a bad word, but it's not a bad word
No.
when you're thinking of, like, actual, like, mentally retarded
He's kind of
people.
endearing, really.
Right, but we
Yeah.
love him, and he does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's no Jason Momoa.
no, he's definitely no Jason Momoa. That is a good-looking motherfucker, by the way, guys.
And he's huge.
Dude,
He's fucking huge. Yeah.
I think if you like, I put it to you like this: if either one of us had his hair, I don't think we could pull it off.
Oh, dude, no, it'd be
But the
easily into the 300s for you, Matt.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, just like, dude, if you'd have grown your fucking hair out, dude, I tried, man, I couldn't do it.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, but dude,
This
I
is
try
so
to tell,
fun.
but I try to tell Ben certain things, and he comes back to me with stories, and he's like, dude, that's not how it is, and I go, yes, it is. It is that way, but the way society looks at things, it's not that way anymore. And I feel like if he just stepped out of that, which is hard, man.
So hold up. Are you saying that society's wrong?
Yes.
You are out of your fucking mind.
I am.
We don't get to decide that.
Well, then why did you ask me the question?
I just wanted to railroad you on your own podcast. What was I saying?
No, I think society is bullshit. And
Yes.
if you didn't live in the 1990s, then everybody else is wrong.
Man, the 90s
Everybody
were
before
so
that,
good. Yes.
everybody after that.
Yes.
I mean, you're fucking wrong.
I agree.
No, I don't mean like you're kind of wrong. Like you're stupid.
100%. No, I agree.
No, it's no, I think the way things are going are actually on a positive track.
It's
if you wanna be
interesting. It's
honest
just
with
so
it.
different, man. It's just so different. Yeah, I couldn't help, but things are always going to go this way because, like you said, and it's something that's so specific to our generation is that people on either side of the cusp, they don't have that same experience. So we get to bring, and as Ben does as well, we get to bring a very unique perspective to this conversation. If you're not right here, I don't know how old you are. I'm 35 years old, and like within a 5-year window on both sides of that, it's just the world's just a totally different place.
Let's
man.
say I'm a little bit closer to their spectrum.
I bet you are. I bet you are. You look it.
So, like I said, I'm only 1 year older than Ben. I
Autistic.
just turned 17.
Get the fuck out of here.
Down syndrome, not autistic.
Oh, okay, my bad. My
but
bad.
Jeremy, man, we are going to do an aftercast if I can keep Jeremy around, but I know
Sure.
Ben's got to go. But cheers, brother, dude.
Yes,
I
it's
will
been a
have
pleasure.
you on whenever you
It's
want to
been a
come, man.
pleasure.
I know that we sit here and we bullshit and we shoot the shit. And, man, we actually went a long time, man. I'm glad we did.
Yes, I am too. It's been good.
But, Jeremy, I feel like me and you could jump on a mic whenever.
Anytime.
And kill it, dude, you know?
Yes, and you are more than welcome on my show anytime.
Well, I appreciate it,
Of
man.
course.
And again,
Of
man,
course.
and your channels are?
Movies are terrible.
Yep.
And people are terrible.
That's it.
And you are awesome.
You are awesome. I like it. So, guys, go check him out. As he was saying, movies are terrible, and his new podcast, People Are Terrible. Make sure that you go check him out. He has a YouTube channel and a Instagram.
Yes, sir.
What's your Instagram?
That is Jeremy B. Terrible or PPL Are Terrible.
That's it, guys. Appreciate you listening to the WWIS podcast. And, guys, we did get a little bit off track, but appreciate you listening, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Nice.